Hi all, I've covered the 26th August Pisces full moon in my monthly videos with you as to how it personally affects you briefly. I was doing the Pisces reading and I did that in much more detail, so I thought all the signs could benefit from the messaging of what this full moon is bringing. I'm a Mars dominated person, so I need to think on what to do to unlock the full value of every energy that's coming our way. And so I did the thought process of how to go about to unlock the full potential of the Kite configuration, which is a very unique and fated configuration. I talked about it at the end of each of your readings on how that personally pans out for you. But let's discuss how to unlock the full potential of the full moon and the Kite configuration that is coming towards us on 26th of August. So on 26th of August at about 7:56 a.m. Eastern time, we're going to have a beautiful Pisces full moon. It will throw a light towards us, bringing out our sensitive, compassionate, intuitive, imaginative side. So that's a sweet ending to an intense and let's just call it brutal summer of eclipses, retrogrades, hard aspects. Now, full moon in Pisces is all about merging with the collective, fantasy, feeling things out, daydreaming, acceptance, softness, forgiveness, solitude, recharge and restore. It's the last sign of the zodiac, and it's a full moon in the last sign of the zodiac. So it's a culmination of a whole cycle, probably of about a year. We also had a new moon in March in Pisces, so if you initiated something at the time, that might also be coming to a conclusion. Now, it has a little bit of all signs, so Pisces is all about looking at yourself from other people's eyes or reflecting yourself in the behavior of others, and thereby you merge yourself with others or find compassion in how they have behaving. It's gaining better understanding of both yourself as well as the other person. Now, it's the highest form of intuition and spirituality. When you say Pisces full moon, it's essentially intuition and spirituality. But the thing is, let's flow in the moment, and the Dream Our Dreams full moon is coming with a very solid grounding, wake up to reality and do something grand earth trine. It's earth meeting water. That's what this configuration is. And they have the strength of, they both have their own strengths, but they're executed in different ways. We want to see how we can make use of both the earth energy as well as the water energy, because lucky for us, they're coming in a very unique, productive and fated configuration called Kite. Now let's see how it looks like it. To break it down, we have the players in this configuration are Saturn in Capricorn, Uranus in Taurus, Sun in Virgo, and Moon in Pisces. Now, Saturn in Capricorn is all about preserving the old, sheer hard work, discipline. Let's create something long lasting in our career, life path, administration. It's essentially a very stable and longevity energy, and it's with us for next 2 years. Uranus in Taurus has just happened in May. It's about let's add creativity and brilliance in the way we make money. It's finding freedom in our financial status, ending what I call as neo-slavery, finding new ways of making money, adding something interesting to the way you make money. Now, these two are actively engaged for last couple of months since May, and they will be actively engaged till November. What's different this month is Sun is joining them. Now, Sun is the most important planet in the horoscope we have. So, and Sun also represents your career, your aspiration, your physical well-being, your force, your life force. So when Sun is in a very practical, let's be productive, analyze it to make it perfect sign of Virgo, these three come in a very positive grand trine, which has a grounding energy, which has an intent to manifest something. But the energy, as I just described, the three, how they feel like, they are a grounded energy. All three of them, they are stable signs, they're grounded signs, they're earth signs. They want to manifest something material for us, but they have a grounding. They're not looking at face, they're not looking at frivolity, they're not looking at impulses, they're not looking at anything less than perfection. they're looking for efficiency, they're looking for realism. It's no fireball, but it's a rooted aspect, meaning what comes out of it has to stay for long term with us. So it's not a fireball energy, let's get excited this minute and move to a town and then regret it after a week energy. It's whatever you decide right now, whatever you build right now with this earth grand trine would require a lot of effort, would require a lot of stability. It will come with a lot of longevity and success. But such a rooted, powerful energy, though fabulous in itself, has the downside of lacking the inspiration. It doesn't have the wings. It doesn't have the leap of faith. More importantly, it doesn't have higher purpose. And Saturn and Capricorn wants you to do things for higher purpose. That's where Saturn and Capricorn are different. Even though Saturn rules Capricorn, Saturn has its eye on going beyond materialism. Similarly, Virgo Sun also wants to work for greater good. So this trine has an intrinsic desire to be more, yet lacking the requisite pull to get it out of its comfort zone. Now, while this Earth Grand Trine is very positive, if we have just that, it can be just a feel-good energy, maybe giving us something grounded. It won't be jump out of your skin thing. It won't be something which will be inspired out of a lot of excitement or out of sheer intuition. What do you want from the next chapter of your life? Now, to propel it to the next direction, to give it the wings, the full moon comes into the picture. Now, this full moon, imagine there is a ring of energy which is rotating. The three planets are rotating positive energy amongst each other there, but the energy is concentrated on the ground with each other, and then suddenly a dragonfly comes, stands on top of it, and sucks the energy out and flies with it and takes the ring with it. That's what a kite configuration is. The kite flies, right? And the kite's apex, or the thing that is leading the kite, is the full moon in Pisces. It is required for you to extract the energy and release it somewhere. Otherwise, it will all be just in your thought process. It will all be on a paper. This is intuition. So you are being led by intuition. So how to unlock that has to be related to mind, because moon is the apex here. Moon is the release here. So whenever release is happening in form of moon, the work required at your end is internal. I don't know whether it's good news or bad news, but on 26th of August, and it happens for a very brief moment, because because moon is involved in it, and moon is a very fast moving planet. So when you have a kite configuration made by moon, it will be very fast moving. So you have to apply yourself on that day. It's 26th August around 8 a.m. Eastern time. That's when this is happening exact, but like a few hours before and after, the kite configuration is live with you. Now, how to unlock the potential of this configuration? You have the flowing aspect of Earth Grand Trine. You don't have to do in that. That's a flowing energy. You will have to do something on that after you manifest the thought of what you want to do. You'll have to do the work for it, because the Earth Grand Trine would require you work because it has Saturn in it, but you'll build something long term with it. But how to unlock it? The moon and sun opposition is the key to unlock a kite, because the opposition is the one that provides you the incentive to get out of that comfortable energy and do something. And opposition is never easy, right? It's a hard aspect. So you have sun sitting in practical sign of Virgo, and you have moon sitting in emotional, intuitive, flow with the flow sign and receptive sign of Pisces. These two are completely opposite energy. It's earth versus water. It's left brain, right brain. That's what it is. But this is the day when we get the opportunity to utilize both sides of brain and create something fabulous for us. That's the potential of it. Now, this is going to be a polarity between what's practical, what's creative, whether to act or to go after doing it versus allowing it to come. And we need both. The challenge we need to come through to unlock this aspect, depending on where Pisces sits in your chart and where does Virgo sit in your chart, and I've spoken about that for your individual signs in the last 5 minutes of each of your videos, and there's timestamps for the Pisces full moon in the comment section of each of the monthly videos. But To unlock this aspect, we need to find the balance between how, in this unending day to day grind, we give our imagination the time and space to provide the liftoff we need for this very brief moment. It's about creating the perfect image of what you want in your mind without self imposed boundaries and letting you feel how it would feel if it was true. So this is law of attraction that you're practicing essentially, if you're aware of how law of attraction works. Otherwise, I'll explain how it does. It's no coincidence that Mercury has gone direct, Neptune is retrograde. There are no illusions, no boggled thought processes happening. Mars is still just about to go direct, but Mercury is coming out of shadow around that time, and Neptune is retrograde. So there's no illusion, there are no mind being boggled by thoughts. You have clarity. So you can think of real things. You can think of, because it's Virgo, you got to think of real earthly things along with the what do you want to do more? What can you be more? If you were not self-limiting yourself in that moment, what would you be doing? So the questions to ask is, if I was not being so critical to myself, if I was not limiting myself by my own thoughts, stopping myself in the tracks, what would I be doing? What would I be doing? How do I want to feel? So the first thing of law of attraction is always to ask. That is the main thing. It is leap of faith when you ask something without putting the limitation on yourself, saying, oh, I can't do it because I'm not good enough for it, or this is not practical, or this can't happen, etc. All of those things. The Pisces energy is boundaryless. It doesn't have weapons. There is no attack on yourself or attack on others. There's lack of defenses. There's lack of complete defenses on that day. Drop your guard down, see who you can be if there was no fear holding you down. Instead, imagine there was a fated propeller behind you, letting you soar to whichever direction you want to go. This is letting yourself free to think, to imagine your full potential without holding things back, without holding your own thoughts backward. So universe has also done another thing apart from the retrogrades, where we have been trained to take a step back, think before we act. That's what retrogrades do. Go inward before you go outward. Then they have battered us with eclipses. Eclipses were not easy for most of us, but the thing is, universe knows we are most receptive when we are battered. So universe has done that as well. Hopefully we are more receptive. If not, do whatever you need to do to get into the receptive mode, because that is required for the most important step of this exercise, which is to be receptive of the blessings coming to you. For a brief moment, believe that you're worthy of what's coming towards you. That is the step called allow to receive in the law of attraction. So you take a paper, write, close your eyes, meditate, make a wish, walk by the water, take a long bath, listen to music, your favorite music, pray, forgive, release, channel, whatever flies your kite. Just know you need to fly your kite with the back end of knowing that there is an earthly manifestation following your intuition, which is coming with it. But at this time, physical work is not what is required out of you on this day. It is your mind that you need to set right. Your mind that has been limiting you, your thoughts that have been limiting you, that's the one to set right on that day. Law of attraction doesn't teach us to take it easy. It's not a lazy aspect. It wants us to just stop forcing an issue for a moment. Just as Pisces full moon wants. Just as all retrogrades wanted. Sometimes to realize our full worth, we need to just stop the action and see the view. Where are you going? Where do you really want to go? Where does your intuition take you? Where does your imagination lead you? And that's it. Your intuition and imagination will help you fly. You would have those thoughts. Are you being practical in it? Because it's Virgo season. You're going to nitpick, you're going to allow, you are letting yourself be free for a very brief moment in a very practical day to day. Let's get things done. Let's be efficient. No, I'm not doing this correctly. Being critical to others, harsh to everybody. Sun and Virgo is also very illuminative. So this exercise will also come with giving up something, getting rid of something, what's unnecessary. Now again, this is cleaning your closet in terms of what are your thoughts that are holding you down. Are the things in your mind, in your house, in your diet, in your social circle who are holding you back? What needs to be eliminated? What needs to be cut in terms of a cord? Because it's a culmination of a cycle. Something has got to go for you to fly. So expect this full moon also to be emotional. Because it's a water full moon. It will be emotional. Full moons are, in general, high point of emotions. In watery sign, it's just more. That doesn't mean anything negative or positive. It's a day where you're letting it all go, letting it through. Because Sun in Virgo knows that till we don't let it all go, we will not go to doing the earthly things. So it's giving us a break. It's a Sunday. It can't be more perfect. It's a Sunday. So treat it like that. Just give yourself that one day. Allow, receive, and the it is given part of is managed by the universe. So the spiritual, metaphysical, your thought process, intuition is important to help you ask what you want and receive what you want. But the it is given part is ensured by the universe using that grand earth trine. You would have to work for it once things start going in that direction. But the first spark, right? The first spark that comes through on that day. So be open for that. There are there are a couple of warnings. I always come with realism. So there are a couple of warnings. You have deception and manipulation. That is the downside, lower manifestation of it. Try to stay away from people playing the victim and trying to fleece you, because everybody will be under that energy. The lower manifestation of that energy is trying to take the shortcut of manipulation and try to get to your goal. Take the easy way out of it. But Saturn doesn't like that, right? So you know that when Saturn is in Capricorn, if you take any shortcuts, you won't get there. Plus, Neptune is in its own sign. Now, Neptune is in Pisces. It's a time of karmic retribution. Things that we do which are karmically not okay, they come back to bite us much sooner than they would in any other cycle. So it's not. It's just something we should be aware of, that deception and manipulation could be high during that time. Now, positive vision versus negative. You have the manifestation power, right? So you have the thought process. You're trying to create things using your thought. So just make sure that your thoughts are clean, your thoughts are positive, they're constructive. Stay away from self-criticism. Stay away from talking negative to yourself. We are our worst enemy. We talk the worst about ourselves. If you'll hear anybody else talk like that about you, you would hate them. But most of the time, we talk about ourselves the most negative as compared to what anybody else does. So give yourself a break that day. Know that what is coming out of your mouth, even if it's still in your mind, it has high manifestation power. So stay away from that. The third warning is actual flooding. Now imagine the energy that I just described. You've got a ring and there's energy shooting out of it. It has the potential of flooding. So stay away or try to avoid. Just take care that there is no water bodies which are exploding around you or something. It's not, I'm not trying to scare you, but 3 eclipses just ended. One of them was the longest eclipse of the century. There are aftershocks to these things, and they're all lunar activities affect the sea bodies. And this is the full moon in the sign of God of Sea. So when you have this kind of earth meet water energy, there's a possibility of rush of energy from earth to water, which can cause ripples. You know where I'm getting to. So just be careful. I normally, when there's a Pisces full moon, I would suggest you to be on water. In this case, I've said that in other readings, I would not suggest you to be on water. Definitely not a day or two after and before that. What else can we derive from this experience? Now, Virgo Sun makes us harsh with ourselves, as I said. So it provides us the opportunity, this break provides us the opportunity to be gentle with yourself, with others. No, it's not about ignoring or hiding the flaws of yourself or others. It's about acceptance. It's about accepting, knowing all your flaws, but still accepting it all. Seeing beyond the smudge, beyond the beauty that is defined by this world, beyond the earthly defects, the scratches and scrapes that the time has given us, essentially. It's about feeling our blessings and allowing more blessings to come through. It's about being receptive versus being pushy, because the eclipse season was dominated by Mars, and Mars is a push sign. So conflicts, harshness, pushiness has been dominating during this time. So putting our sports down, letting the battle of hurting ourselves stop for a moment. Don't try to be anyone. No fire, no talk, no arguments, no discussion. Just your cup is full. Relax every cell of your body so you can just be. Sun and Virgo wants us to be productive, as I said. So this is a pause on the hurting, on the directionless push. We won't get to doing the real work unless we take this pause. That's what this moon is. Our flight from reality, so we can manifest our earthly goals by harnessing the potential that is lying latent within us. Good luck, and I will see you on the other side.